What's up, what's up? It's the first 15. What's up? It's too much, what's up? Too much, what's up? I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's actually not that, you good? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's drive. We are driving today, guys. We're enjoying a beautiful drive in the chair. It is a beautiful Saturday. You guys know that I usually don't vlog on the weekends. However, it's just too nice of a day not to go out and drive, guys. And actually, this is a perfect opportunity because it is April 15th. It is April 15th. So this is an experiment. Guys. Usually I don't vlog on the weekends, but man, it's just too good of a day to drive today. So we are gonna drive around and record what we are doing. As well as the fact that, as you guys probably have well noticed, I have not been vlogging every day. I have not found that I am receiving the type of value out of that so far. I might not have enough data points to be able to validate whether that's a correct assertion of sorts. However, to be honest with you guys, there hasn't been a whole lot that I think is worth documenting for you guys, and I don't want to fill up the interwebs with a whole bunch of nonsense. And so I decided not to do it, and I feel great about it, actually. I feel great about the fact that I'm not vlogging. I feel great about the fact that I'm not forcing myself to do something that I do not enjoy. But I wanted to use this time driving around to kind of talk with you guys about what's happened in the last couple weeks for me. I have learned a ton. So let's just get into it, guys. Let's just get into it. So we did our March retrospective. That was a fantastic retrospective. I really enjoyed doing that. If I do a little mini retrospective on my retrospective, a couple things I can say. Number one, my head was too small. Number two, I did not zoom in on any of the data on the browser, so it was really hard to see, so that was not effective. I should really spend some more time editing it. But sometimes when you're doing a lot of stuff, you kind of forget the small things. And so it just didn't even cross my mind. So those are one of those learning opportunities of how to improve my retrospectives. So that's really good. Again, the daily vlogs, haven't been doing them. I'm okay with that. I've actually been very fine with not doing my daily vlogs and enjoying not doing that, not forcing myself to do that. Kind of a big piece of news is that earlier in this month of April, YouTube demonetized my videos because I do not have over 10,000 views, which is kind of a bummer because I was hoping to see what the month-over-month revenue increase would be. So we're not going to really be able to have a good gauge on that this month. Though I think I'm at 7,000 or 7,100 views right now on my channel, and I've been growing by about 100 a day. So what I'm hoping, and I think that's overly conservative. What I'm hoping is by the end of April, they will have unlocked the monetization and given me my monetization back, so we can restart. So we can restart the kind of the data, collecting data on monetization starting in May. So that's what I'm hoping for, at least. Learning a ton about hardware, ton more about hardware. It took me probably a couple days to install AVerMedia. AVerMedia is the streaming application that I use to stream to Twitch, and I also finally installed it where I can also stream from my PlayStation 4. So I'm super excited about that. You can go to twitch.tv/first15tv, and you can check out my Twitch. I did my first PS4 stream not too long ago, a couple days ago. It was a lot of fun, and so I was glad that I was able to set that up. I also installed, I went to Micro Center, and because I'm still new to this whole hardware requirements thing, when I bought my Origin PC, I found I had forgotten that I needed extra hard drive space. And so I had only bought hard drive space for the operating system at 480 gigs, and then an extra operating space, a solid state drive, at 1 terabyte. Now, what I found is that I filled that stuff up within the first week, creating so much content, especially at 4K. And so I had to go to Micro Center and I had to buy some terabyte drives. So I bought 3 8 terabyte drives and I installed them myself on the hot swap on my Origin PC. So that was kind of an adventure. I had to kind of hack my way through it, go online, figure out how to install extra peripherals on my PC. So now I have 3 6 terabyte drives. So now I have 18 terabytes of extra data storage on my PC, which is fantastic because each of the videos that I create is over 2 gigs easy. It's almost a default that each video I create is over 2 gigs each. So I am crushing data. Also, it's April 15th and I have already reached the limits of Comcast in terms of my data, the amount of data that I can pull, download and upload. They give me it's a terabyte. They give me a terabyte. 1,000 gigs, man. They give me 1,000 gigs. And so I have already hit my limit. I'm at 930 gigs uploaded and downloaded by April 15th, which means, according to online, they say that it's every 5 gigs over is $10. So if I do the math, I think to finish out this month at the rate that I'm going, I will probably spend $2,000 in overage cost. So I have to have a tough conversation with Comcast coming up. Talk about why that's not going to work out for me. So that's a tough thing. What else did I learn? I did, again, I'm streaming on Twitch now, so that's exciting. I'm learning a lot. I think one of the best things about streaming on Twitch for me is I'm learning how to find my voice. I'm still very uncomfortable, as you guys can probably see, talking to a camera and talking on video. And so what I have found that Twitch is enabling me to do, and this is really great, is Twitch is enabling me to find my voice, find the right cadence to my delivery, find the right comfort zone between being natural and then moving into performance. And so that's the thing that I dislike the most about myself when it comes to this video is I have a natural inclination to try to perform for the camera, which is just stupid. It's stupid because it takes so much energy to perform. Whereas just being natural and just talking naturally and saying, hey, this is who I am, this is how I talk, this is how I'm going to review the game, this is how I'm going to enjoy the game, this is how I'm going to interact with, especially on Twitch, this is how I'm going to interact with other people and engage and conversate. If I feel like I'm performing, I just expend way too much energy. Not only that, is I'm feeling the effects personally of self-censorship, and that's something that I'm really struggling with. As you guys well know, one of the big things around this life change experiment is radical transparency. And so I'm trying to be as radically transparent as I possibly can around what I'm doing. However, at the same time, I don't think I'm being fair to all the people that have subscribed to me and my growing subscriber base. And the reason why I'm not being fair is because while I'm being radically transparent, I'm not being radically authentic. And so the whole performance versus just being natural is something that I think will just really take time for me to learn how to do well. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I think I'm only like 50 days in now. And so I feel great about the amount of content that I've been able to create. I feel great about the amount of learning that I'm doing really quickly. I feel great about my growing viewership base. I feel great about the quality of the content that I'm producing, even though it's still shite. I know I can get a lot better, and so it's just a matter of time. I mean, if we fast forward a little bit and move, let's say, 8 months, 10 months, 12, a year from now, I mean, my content's going to be so much better, and I think that's what's worth looking forward to as I get more comfortable in this medium, get more comfortable communicating to people online. I've generally led a pretty private life before all of this, and now that everything's out on blast and everybody sees with radical transparency what I'm doing, it's really requiring me to have a lot of better self-awareness of who I am and how I communicate, and be not so forceful or feeling forced to perform. Just be natural. Like, I got a comment from my last retrospective, that 55-minute video, which was pretty much crap. But one of the best comments I got from one of my subscribers is he said, that was actually one of your best videos. And I was like, what are you talking about? How is that one of my best videos? It's a piece of shite. And he said, for 55 minutes, you spoke naturally. It was you that I saw behind the camera. And so what these vlogs are helping me do, and the stream especially is helping me do, is really find my voice and be able to be comfortable in front of the camera. I'm super pumped about my my third unboxing. So we did several unboxing videos. We did the Origin PC. We did the first one, Razer Naga Hex, which sucked. I did my Corsair mechanical keyboard, the Corsair Strafe. That was crap because I learned that I saw after I had published it that the sound was only coming out of the right side, and so it's just one of those things, man. You don't know what you need to do until you execute, and then you publish it, and then you realize that all that hard work, you did something really stupid that you should have fixed. And so it's those learning through mistakes, it's this learning through failure that I'm embracing. And so I just finished up my fourth unboxing of the Astro A40 gaming headset, and that was my best unboxing so far, even though when I look at it now, it's still pretty crappy, but you can see the progression. And I talked about that in my last retrospective, is that I think one of the best examples again is if you just click on my unboxing list, or my playlist of unboxings. There's only 4 of them. And so if you look at the first one, which is the Razer Naga Hex, and then you look at the last one, which is my 4th one, which is the unboxing of the Astro A40 gaming headset, you can see a drastic difference between those two. I mean, it's almost night and day. Even though they're both in the category of crap, it's a better level of crap. And so I love looking at the difference, even though while I'm watching the video myself, I'm ridiculously embarrassed about the quality of that content. And so one of the things that this brings to mind, however, is the balance between quality and execution. And I think that's worth talking about for just a little bit, is that while I value the learning that I get through execution, and especially the retrospective after the execution, I'm finding that if I spend just a little bit more time testing, I can't say this for sure, but I feel like I won't make as many stupid mistakes as I did. But at the same time, you don't know what you don't know. And so I'm still struggling with a balance between quality content, like really trying to be a perfectionist and make the best quality content I can, and versus just shipping that shit out the door and getting it out and then looking at it and say, okay, you messed up here, you messed up here, you messed up here, here's how you can do it better, here's how you can communicate better, here's how you can engage better, here's how you can X, Y, and Z. And so what I generally find myself defaulting to is execution is far more important than trying to get it perfect. But at the same time, there's these small little mistakes that, man, I tell you, bro, they really irk me that I make these dumb mistakes. But at the same time, I'm not going to make these mistakes again, and the reason is because I failed so epically, at least in my own mind, by shipping out a piece of crap out the door. So I think I kind of just answered my own question there. I just need to keep shipping, because shipping is far more important than trying to get perfection all the time. A couple things data-wise. I'm learning that while I'm reviewing a ton of new games, well, at least they're new to me, right? Some of these games are games from like 2013, 2009, 2010, and I've gotten a couple comments that like, why are you reviewing such old games? Well, first off, these games are new to me, so I'm enjoying playing these games even though they're old date-wise. Secondly, reviewing old games is very low risk, and the reason why it's low risk is because no one's really playing them anymore. And so I can review these and enjoy reviewing them, and then have that not be the greatest quality content, but it's giving me more practice. And so it's not that I'm saving the top tier games or the games that are brand spanking new right now for my best stuff, because my best stuff is yet to come. But reviewing old games allows me to get more practice in. And so that's the answer to that for some of you subscribers. I got 2 people who asked me the question, why are you reviewing these old games? Well, there's the answer. The answer is reviewing old games gives me more practice in front of the camera, executing to learn, and being able to retrospect and look at those and say, wow, that was crappy, or wow, you can improve there. And so reviewing those games, those old games, is a good thing for me. Just a one side note, I wrote a note. I applied for Twitch partnership. They rejected me in about 2 hours, which I kind of expected. I don't have a growing fan base. I've only been streaming for about 7 or 8 days now, and so I don't expect that. I didn't expect for them to make me a Twitch partner, but I thought I was applying just for kicks and seeing where that went. A couple things that I want to talk with you guys about that are a little bit more personal in nature. I'm really enjoying this time out in my car. I haven't driven my car since the last caffeine and exotics. There were a couple moments in the last week that were really lonely. Really lonely, man. You know, doing this and having tons of conversations with people that I know about this, there have been a lot of people who just don't understand what this is all about. And it's not that they, quote unquote, don't support me, it's they just don't understand it. And so it makes this endeavor at pretty, at least once or twice a week, it makes this endeavor pretty lonely, because you feel like you're alone in doing this experiment, even though there is massive online support of sorts. And I do have a lot of supporters who are loving what I'm doing right now. But you almost feel like you have to convince other people who don't understand to understand what you're doing. And I know, especially as a consultant, that it's not my job to convince people. My job is just to do me and speak the truth in love and allow people to make their own decisions around what you're saying. But it's a lot of effort to convince people, and so I've always tried to never be in the business of trying to convince people. It's just too much hard work. But at the same time, when people don't understand what you're trying to do, it can get pretty lonely, man. And another personal part of that is there have been several moments in this experiment that I felt like I wanted to quit. And I have a tendency to get to that point pretty quickly in a lot of the experiments that I run, especially a lot of the past pivots and major life change and reinventions that I've done in my life, is that very quickly I can burn myself out, because I work so hard and I pump out content so fast that I feel like a manufacturing machine. I feel like I'm moving into manufacturing mode, automation mode, where yeah, I can pump out lots of content, but the joy of pumping out that content isn't there anymore. And I got to that point about a week ago where I was like, damn, man, I'm pushing out a shit ton of content, but I'm moving into manufacturing mode and I'm not enjoying it anymore. And that was a fleeting moment. I had a couple conversations with my brother, John, and a couple conversations with one of my best friends, Paul, and we talked about it. And I just have to remember that I'm doing this for no one else except for myself. Now, obviously, I want to grow a great community of gamers. I want to get deeper into the esports and the gaming community for sure. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that I'm doing this for me and I'm doing this for my family. And if that's true, and if that's the case, then I need to enjoy every stinking moment that I can, because this is something I want to do. And so I had to remove myself and move myself out of manufacturing mode to get back to just enjoying the game, enjoying the experience, not feeling self-pressure to pump out content at a pace that's not sustainable for me. And so I've been really renewed in the last couple days specifically around enjoying this whole endeavor again, and not feeling internal, personal pressure to have to punch out content at a pace that's not sustainable for me. I think I'm like 50 days in, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 50 days in, and I have have punched out over 100 videos. I don't know the exact number because I'm out in my car right now, but I've punched out over 100 videos. Not all of them are even published yet. I need editing and stuff like that, but I've punched out over 100 videos, so I'm still averaging a solid, probably over 2 videos a day, not like 3, probably like 2.2 or 2.3 videos a day on average. So I'm still pumping out a lot of content, and so again, I don't want to feel the self-pressure to have to force myself to pump out content at a pace that's not sustainable. A couple things that I have to remind myself of is that I need to continue to experiment. So this was a good opportunity for me to experiment vlogging in my car, setting up cameras. So I got a camera up top, I got a camera outside, I got a camera inside. I'm voice recording off my iPhone because that was the best thing that I could think about. But I have to keep experimenting and putting myself in positions of being uncomfortable, because it's always been fascinating to me. Ooh, so much power. So much power. Guys. There's a smoothie place I want to go to, but I think I'm just going to keep heading downtown. I'm going to head to some of my old spots down to Atlantic Station. Hopefully the traffic will not be too heavy. It is Saturday night after all. Continue to experiment and continue to put myself in positions of being uncomfortable, because that's where I learn the most. And that's where I have to it's a forcing mechanism to force myself to try something new. And when you're uncomfortable and you're trying something new, you have to embrace it as it is, because you got to push through it. You got to push it out. You got to get that shit done. You got to ship it. And so putting yourself in positions of not being comfortable has enabled me to continue to learn very quickly. For example, I had an idea the other day as I was driving back from the gym. I was like, what would it look like to do an unboxing video in the middle of a median with cars flying back, one way and cars flying the other way? And as I was driving home from the gym, I was like, what would happen if I set up all my camera gear right there in the middle of the median and just recorded an unboxing video? I mean, how uncomfortable, how awkward would that be? But at the same time, I know that if I did that, I don't know if I'll actually do that, but if I do that, I'll learn a lot. I'll learn a ton. Another thing I want to do, I think would make me really uncomfortable, is doing a game review at a local coffee shop. Now, doing a game review at a local coffee shop, you have all these unknown people that are around you that are invariably going to be listening to you review a video game. Be like, yo, what's up, yo, this is a new game, we're getting right into it, here we go, right? And it's like, what the hell is that guy doing? Is he crazy? But I think what that would do is it would force me to not only embrace the situation, but I think it'd be really fun to do. And I know I'd learn a ton about myself, maybe help me find my voice even faster, and just embrace that as it is. And I think that in some way could help, these types of experiences can help liberate you from your personal bondage, your personal chains that hold you back, right? I've talked about this before in other vlogs, but you guys all know that we are our biggest critics. Perfection can never be achieved within self. And so whenever you do anything, you always look back and say, man, I could have done that better, I could have done this better. But man, being uncomfortable makes you learn even faster. I don't even know if there's any continuity to my conversation here with you guys. So again, this is an experiment, driving my car and talking with you guys, so at least you get to have some good views of what I'm seeing while I'm driving. A couple things that I want to make sure that I do coming up the next month is I want to do at least one unboxing video per week. And why is that? Well, I'll tell you guys, I am really enjoying that. As long as it takes me to do it, it's so much fun doing it. And I already, from my 4th unboxing, which is the Astro A40, a gaming headset, I already know the item that I want to buy next and unbox. And I think, I don't think. I know I'm going to have so much fun doing it. So I can't wait to do more of that. And so unboxing is something that I want to continue to do at least once a week if I can, because it's just so much freaking fun doing it, you know? And I want to do fun stuff. I want to continue to do as much fun stuff as I possibly can and allow you guys to see that as well. One thing I did want to highlight, it's a little bit late in the video, we are 27 or so minutes into this content of sorts, but I wanted to give a big shout out to Chris, who I met today at Chuck E. Cheese's. Chuck E. Cheese. There was a party that one of my daughter's friends had, her birthday party over there, and I went there and I met a guy, Chris, and he's streamed on Twitch, he understands YouTube, and he's got like a group of guys that he streamed with and played video games with, and it was just great talking with you, Chris, out there. So if you're watching, man, I really appreciated our conversation, even though it was short. I wish it was longer, but I know that you're local, so we're gonna certainly have more conversations as time goes by. But Chris, man, I tell you, I really appreciate our conversations today. They were very helpful and very inspiring for me. It's nice to get extra validation from other people that you don't know that what you're doing is actually working and will continue to work as long as I persevere and as long as I keep hitting publish. Dadgum, guys, I tell you, man, there's nothing better right now than driving a fully customized exotic supercar that you have personally put a shit ton of work into to make it absolutely perfect for your driving style. Momentum. That's the final thing that I want to talk about, guys. I want to talk about momentum. My brother sent me a really powerful article on the physics and the science behind momentum from a physics and geometry and science engineering standpoint. So it didn't have any it was a white paper of sorts on how momentum works. And it was one of the most fascinating, for me as a scientist, I really enjoy these types of white papers. These are the type of papers that are put you to sleep reading, but I crushed that paper. And what I found was most helpful from that paper is that the science behind momentum is exactly what I'm trying to continue to create with this life experience. Momentum, as you garner momentum and as you grow momentum, you become essentially an unstoppable force as you grow past the inertia points, the friction points, and you overcome those over time because your momentum is so great. And so the last thing that I wanted to say to you guys on this vlog is if you're in an area of life where you're trying to change your life, or you're trying to learn something new, or you're trying to do anything new, one of the things you want to continue to create is momentum, because that momentum will continue to grow and grow and grow. And not only will that momentum grow, but it'll actually make things easier over time as you overcome friction points, as you overcome inertia points as you're learning. And so I find that absolutely to be true in the work that I'm doing. I am creating so much momentum that is, in some ways, it's almost impossible to stop what I'm doing, which is great. You don't ever want to feel like you force yourself to create stuff or do stuff, especially in terms of, for me as a content creator, I don't want to ever feel like I have to force myself. The momentum carries me, and so that I wake up every morning and I'm like, I want to do this. This is fun. The stuff I did yesterday was fun. I know that I'm going to learn even more stuff today, and that's going to be fun. I'm going to not make the best quality content out there. That's okay, but I'm going to keep on shipping, and after I ship, I'm going to learn something new. So that keeps me excited. It's been a long time, guys, since I have woken up in the morning and been like, damn, yo, I want to do this. It is so much fun. You know, and I know that what this new life pivot has enabled me to do is wake up every morning with a fresh new perspective. And not only a fresh new perspective, but a joy around what I'm doing, guys. It's fucking awesome. It's fun. It's fun. Even though I get depressed sometimes, even though I get sad sometimes, even though it's lonely sometimes to do this, there are sometimes I've told you that I want to quit. If I boil it down to bare bones, man, it's still a lot of fun. And I think that's what I'm loving about this most, is that fun is going to continue to help me grow and continue to help me move forward. Forward movement is king, guys. Forward movement. And it's always in those quiet moments, you know, those quiet moments when it doesn't seem like things are moving forward. Sometimes you just got to force yourself to move forward. Sometimes you just got to forward. You got to say, you know what, one step in front of the other. One step in front of the other. There's value in that. Continue to execute. Continue to do it. You know what? I made a big boo-boo. I should have showed you guys the Atlantic Station, man. I should have driven around there. These are some of my old stomping grounds. We've just gotten to Atlantic Station. There's a Starbucks over there that I used to frequent every daggone day. That used to be one of my old haunts. Let's turn around and let's go back. It's time to go back. Turn this around. Nice white Bentley there. But the Bentley got nothing on this, yo. You may got speed, but you ain't got what I got. Aha. We got the ultimate speed. We got the ultimate speed, man, with this cha. Faux show. So this has been a 40-minute vlog, which I'm gonna have to cut down a little bit. I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. Save recording. There we go. Let's do that. Let's fucking play some music, guys. Let's play some music, man. It's about time, bro. Let's turn this AC off. Put the windows down. Fucking play some music, dude. That's some real music over there. Sound of the exhaust, baby. Oh, it sounds so cool. Alright, let's do it. What a what? Oh, GoPros, man. We recording this shit. You can't have fun alone. You gotta let everyone see it. Oh, I see you riding in style too. You know what I'm talking about. All right, brother. Stay safe.